Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir tout le monde. Ça passe? I am a Haitian American. I am the first generation American Haitian born in Haiti. I mean, in America. So it was hard for me to lose my daughter. You know, we're here for the Monique Woolley Foundation. And who was Monique? I met Monique when Amor says I'm pregnant. Because right then and there I started talking, and excuse me, I started sticking my tongue in her belly button and communicating with Monique in the belly. When she was born, that little baby, both Amor and I were kind of hurt that we couldn't hold her because it was straight to the incubator. When I held Monique in the incubator, this big hand, she fit in one hand. Monique taught me, I grew up a man. We're very macho. We're no different than the Latinos. We're born in America, we're Americans, but from the Caribbean, and we're a very machismo society. That little baby girl changed my life. All machismo left. Along with my ex-wife, Amor was like, you learn to comb her hair, you learn to bathe her, because I have to work, you have to work. So by the time Monique was 1, I was an expert at doing girls' hair. It got to be such an expert, her graduation day, I pressed her hair. Her mom was kind of upset because she was going to do it, but she said, no, Daddy will do it. And Monique was a giver. You know, Monique's personality was more of an artist, with all the little quirks that come with it. You know, we never saw depression. We didn't see depression until Monique was off to college. There was no sign of it ever until she left for college. And it was as an exchange student, I believe all of us, was the first time we dealt with Monique with an episode. You know, so, you know, I kind of go all over the place, so forgive me. She was my baby. She made me a daddy. I was just Patrick, a regular man who married a young lady. But she made me a daddy. And she prepared me for all my little brats that came later. Because she was a handful. Monique wanted to do ballet, but she wanted to do karate. Monique was Missy, but she was a mom. I remember at Christmas time, Cabbage Patch dolls were famous. We couldn't find them anywhere. So we took Monique, and we asked her which Cabbage Patch doll she wanted. And she was about 3 or 4, or maybe 5, and she chose a little black bald-headed Cabbage Patch doll. Now, in America, we know there's a color thing, so we'd assume she would have probably chosen the light-skinned one. So when I asked her, I said, Monique, why did you choose the baby? She said, because she looked like Mom. So that baby went everywhere. Preschool, everywhere Monique had that baby until Tabitha was born. And she dropped that baby, and Monique became her Tabby became her Cabbage Patch doll. And that was Monique. Monique had her brothers. She pampered them while Tabby mothered them. You know, the boys are more afraid of Tabby than they are of Amor or Monique. Because Amor gave the comfort, Monique spoiled them. So it hurts. You know, I like what Amor's doing because I was not here when it happened. My job as a father was to protect my children. I failed, or at least I thought so. That's what went on to through my head, that you failed. Your job is to protect, particularly your daughter. You know, and I didn't know how to handle it. There was nobody I can call. There was nobody I can talk to. You know, but now that I see what Amor is doing, I kind of understand because I didn't have that option. We didn't have that option. Amor went to study about all of us in the family. Suddenly we're interested in what is depression and what is suicide, because nobody here ever thinks that it's going to happen to you or your family. It's when it happens. So, you know, in short, pay attention to your family. You know them well. When you see them like locked up in the room, you know, or if they're usually tidy and suddenly they get messy, that's a sign. You know, if you see You can tell as a parent fake happiness, or they're trying to show you they're happy, but they're not. And we see it, but we're so busy, we don't pay attention. Pay attention. It happens in every age. Suicide is committed from little kids to grown folks. I myself might commit it. I'm sorry, forgive me for what I'm saying, because I do understand the pain. I'm going through right now a medical problem. I don't know if I have prostate cancer or not, but in my head I'm saying I'm not going to let my family suffer for me when there's no cure. I prefer to commit suicide. Is it wrong? I don't know. In the religion I grew up in, it is wrong. I'm a Catholic. We're Catholics, or we were, all of us. In my religion, you commit suicide, you don't go to heaven. And that bothered me till today. Is my daughter in a good place or in a bad place? And nobody can answer that question. So it hurts, and it hurts today, but I choose to celebrate her life and not her death. But I still feel, and I'm not a dummy, I'm guilty. I wasn't there to help my daughter combat this feeling that she had. And don't let that happen to you. Thank you.